Greetings, bloggers, followers, potters, and bloggers. Dustin here from Dustin's Dynasty with the second half of this week's vlog. First, before we start the presentation on basic human rights, dignity, and respect in autistic individuals, I'd like to give a shout out to Autism with a Side of Fries by Eileen Shakely for designing and creating this shirt to benefit a center in New Jersey for autistic adults. It's called hashtag Autism in Action, and I'm going to include her information in the description of the video, and also I'm going to note a description for Spectrum Designs. They're the ones who processed and made the shirts and shipped them out. And I've ordered a couple of different things from Spectrum Designs, and they do an awesome job. And maybe I'll be considering doing that for my platform in the future. So big shout out there, and I will include all that. Thank you. So today we're going to talk about basic human rights, dignity, and respect. So if you give me a second, I will be switching over to the presentation. Thank you. Greetings, everyone. My name is Dustin. I'm the author of Dustin's Dynasty, and today I'm going to talk about basic human rights, dignity, and respect. The reason I wish to do this presentation is to share with you, and autistic people alike, share and supporters as well, is that we we as autistic individuals deserve basic human rights, dignity, and respect. And sometimes we have a hard time understanding and defining what those human rights are, and being able to be seen that we deserve these basic human rights, dignity, and respect, and that it's hard to be valued and hard to be recognized. So I just want to share these things because I feel they are important. So today we're going to talk about what are basic human rights, how do we show dignity and respect, how do we ensure and we respect individual differences, and finally we'll close with what is presuming competence. Uh, the first and foremost is the golden rule. I'm sure everybody's heard, treat others as if you would want to be treated. Um, Autism is a very complex and very challenging diagnosis for everyone involved in their life. People with autism like to be treated just as much as any other human being. So if you follow only one rule, let it be what we consider the golden rule in life. Treat others as you would want to be treated. So we're going to talk about basic human rights, and every person on the autism spectrum uh, needs basically what other typically developing person needs. Basic human rights, regardless of their disability. Every person has the basic human rights, including the right to be treated with dignity and respect, the right to privacy, and the right to be safe. Um, Dignity and respect. So having dignity and respect can mean different things to different people. Dignity simply means the condition of deserving respect. So the first question you must ask is, do I believe that the person deserves respect? The answer should always be yes. And this can be a hard thing because every minute you spend with a person, you should always believe they deserve your respect. And it can be hard because even when the person's angry and they frustrate you and it may be a long day or whatever, they always deserve your respect. And it can be hard because sometimes people think we're a little bratty or we're a little upset or whatever. And it's just a challenge. But as another person who's there to support us, your ability to believe that we, as an autistic person, deserves respect, and how you show that respect to us means all the difference in the world. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what specifically respect is, and you got to think, what does respect mean to you? For many of us, respect can mean appreciating a person's individuality and differences. It can mean treating someone with compassion and kindness, or valuing another person's beliefs and opinions, even if they differ from your own. And respect can also include presuming a person is competent and capable and has the ability to do something well. Uh, Appreciate individuality and unique differences. We're going to start with that one. Respect starts with understanding that all people with autism are different. There are no two same people. I want to elaborate that if you had two twins with autism, they would not be the same, and each person will have individual strengths, individual challenges, and individual ways that they learn. Another component of respect is showing compassion and kindness. A key point of this is to remember before you criticize someone, you should walk a mile in their shoes. The person with autism needs you to understand that they see the world from a different perspective and may not be able to handle seemingly everyday situations. Another component of respect is showing compassion and kindness. Think about the simple ways that we show compassion and kindness. We comfort those who are in pain, we help those who are struggling, and we stop those from being cruel or causing pain. We talked earlier about the golden rule, and there's another phrase I want you to remember in supporting individuals with autism such as myself, and that is before you criticize someone, take a walk in their shoes. So life with people with autism is often loud, scary, and out of control. We may not be always be able to know how to handle every situation, and we may need a lot of guidance and patience. People with autism see the world very differently and from a very different perspective and may not be able to handle seemingly everyday situations. Um, Respect includes valuing others' beliefs and opinions. This includes, valuing those beliefs and opinions about someone else and educating someone about with autism. It may mean, the families or people raising people with autism may have more stress than parents of other children or other adults. And families, but there are many differences related to the families of persons with autism. So we're going to elaborate a little more on walking a mile in their shoes. Um, most people do not understand the difficulties and decisions that caregivers of autistic individuals face day in and day out. Well, it may be very easy for you to judge a family. I caution you against this. Families of people with autism, they need support just as much as the person with autism. It's very important to show that support with autism. So back to presuming competence. Uh, Presumed competence means that you believe individuals have abilities and are capable. Remember that each individual with autism is intelligent and capable human beings with many skills and talents. Oftentimes this is discounted and we're seen in the bad side or the negative side, but in fact there are many autistic individuals out there who have good skills and talents. Um, we must also remember that there will be at times that people with autism do require support, and therefore we must provide respectful support to them. Provide support that always demonstrates respect, teaches them to be independent, and provides support that promotes positive peer interaction. Here are some ways you can presume competence. Listen in respect to the wishes of the person and or the family you are supporting, even if those desires are in conflict of your beliefs. Talk to the person in an age-appropriate voice and about age-appropriate topics. Talk to the person in an age-appropriate tone of voice. Use the person's communication system when talking to them if necessary. Uh, Talk to the person with autism and avoid talking about the person with autism in front of them. And how do you presume that the person, autism to be competent and respect them? Everyone has the right to make choices. This includes individuals such as myself with autism. Don't let your belief system get in the way of those rights. That's a big challenge for some of us, especially, in this new world and with all the new things going on. But here's a basic example. If Kevin likes to stay up late and watch the Late Show on television, even though he is often tired and sluggish in the morning, it is his choice to allow for a late bedtime. You have to respect the choice of Kevin, even though you think he should get more rest in order to be prepared for the following day. Here's some more pro tips. Your tone of voice and the words you use will more than likely be different. What you talk about will be different as well. Pay attention to the words, phrases, and topics that you're typically developing individuals are engaging in, and use these when talking to persons with autism. You talk to the person in an appropriate tone of voice. use their communication system, as I said, avoid talking in front of them, with them in front of them, and avoid talking to other peers. Avoid talking where others can overhear. No one likes to be talked about, especially negatively, so be careful when you say and do it. Again, this list is not exhaustive, but provides some general guidelines. The last precaution we want to make everyone aware about is that people with human rights and autistic people with human rights have safety. We should do no harm. Um, Autistic persons should remain free from harm at all times. Harm comes in many different forms, including physical abuse, verbal abuse, neglect, and excessive force. That's just something basic of life, and everybody should be free of that. In summary, I want you to remember today that every person deserves basic human rights. Every person should be treated with dignity and respect, and every person has the right to be safe. As a person providing support or a person with autism, you must always respect these rights and treat the person with autism as much as you would like to be treated. I thank you for listening to this training today. It'll be posted to the website, and there will be a more in-depth one also posted, but it will not be recorded. If you want to know anything about Dustin's Dynasty, I invite you to visit my website at or any of my platforms by going to linktr.ee/Dustin's Dynasty. I thank you, and you have a nice. As always, I want to thank you for listening to my vlog this week. It was a big deal to challenge to make this. I'm sorry if there were some errors in it, but this was kind of spur of the moment. When the slide deck is completed and the full slide deck is completed, I will have them posted on my website at justicedynastyusa.com. Until then, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Justice Dynasty ASD. I'm sorry, at Justice Dynasty, correction there. You can also at Dustin's Dynasty ASD on Pinterest and TikTok, and on the web, of course, at DustinsDynastyUSA.com. I'm also on many podcasts, including Spotify. So I thank you and have a nice day. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up or react however you like. You can tap that notification bell up at the top for more videos, and you can always subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a good week.